In June 2014, Derek and Maria Broaddus stood on the steps of 657 Boulevard, a stately six-bedroom home in Westfield, New Jersey. The couple had scrimped and saved for years to afford this colonial gem, with its sprawling porch, ivy-clad walls, and a backyard perfect for their three children, Tommy, Ellie, and Sophie. The quiet, affluent suburb promised safety and community, a place to build a life. But within days of signing the deed, their dream began to unravel. Maria was sorting through mail when she found an envelope with no return address, the handwriting sharp and deliberate. Her curiosity turned to dread as she read the opening lines. "Dearest new neighbor at 657 Boulevard, allow me to welcome you. My grandfather watched this house in the 1920s. My father watched in the 1960s. And now, it is my time. I am the watcher." Derek, peering over her shoulder, felt a chill. The letter spoke of 657 Boulevard as if it were a living thing, a sacred charge passed down through generations. "I watch it every day," the writer declared. "Have you found what lies within its walls? Why are you here? I will find out." The tone was both formal and menacing, like a warning from another era. The couple tried to dismiss it as a cruel prank, but sleep came harder that night. They contacted the Westfield police, who took the letter but offered little reassurance. "Probably just a nutcase," the officer said, advising them to keep an eye out. The Broadduses hadn't even moved in yet, still renovating the house, but the letter cast a shadow over their plans. 2 weeks later, a second letter arrived. This one was more personal. "I see your young blood," it read. Tommy, with his soccer ball in the yard. Ellie, twirling her hair by the swing. Little Sophie, always with her stuffed bear. Do they know what's in the basement? Maria's hands trembled as she read the names of their children, details only someone watching closely could know. The watcher's words grew darker. 657 Boulevard is anxious. It does not want you here. Terrified, the couple halted their move-in plans. They stayed with Maria's parents, the kids confused by the sudden change. Derek pored over the letters, searching for clues in the phrasing, the paper, anything. The police questioned neighbors, but Westfield was a tight-knit town, and no one admitted to seeing anything odd. The previous owners, John and Andrea Woods, revealed they'd received a single strange letter before selling but thought it was harmless. Now it seemed like the first thread of a larger web. The Broadduses hired a private investigator who canvassed the neighborhood and dug into the house's history. Built in 1905, 657 Boulevard had no record of scandal, no murders, no tragedies. Yet the watcher's letters hinted at secrets. What lies within the walls? Have you checked the crawl space? Derek tore up floorboards and tapped walls, finding nothing but dust and old pipes. The investigator suggested a disgruntled neighbor or a prankster with a vendetta, but every lead fizzled out. A third letter arrived a month later, more aggressive. "You do not belong here," it warned. "I will know if you try to sell. 657 Boulevard is my legacy." The watcher claimed to see everything, the contractors painting the kitchen, the kids' toys left on the porch. Maria stopped visiting the house alone, her nerves frayed. The family's dream home stood empty, a silent monument to their growing fear. Desperate, the Broadduses tried to sell. They disclosed the letters to potential buyers, but the story of the watcher spread like wildfire. Real estate agents shook their heads. No one wanted a house tainted by such a mystery. The couple sued the Woods for not fully disclosing the earlier letter, but the lawsuit stalled, mired in legal back and forth. Westfield, once a haven, felt like a stage where unseen eyes followed their every move. Theories multiplied. Some neighbors whispered about a local eccentric, others about a former resident obsessed with the property. Online forums buzzed with speculation. Cursed land, a secret society, even a ghost. The Broadduses installed security cameras, but the watcher never appeared. The letters, always mailed from different post offices across New Jersey, left no trace, no fingerprints, no DNA. By 2016, the family's savings were dwindling, eaten up by legal fees and carrying costs for a house they couldn't live in. They rented it out to tenants willing to shrug off the creepy history. But even those renters reported unease. An odd shadow in a window, a creak in the attic. The Broadduses clung to hope that the watcher would slip up, but the letters stopped as abruptly as they'd begun. The silence was somehow worse, leaving them wondering if the eyes were still out there. Years dragged on. By 2025, the Broaddusses still owned 657 Boulevard, unable to sell without taking a massive loss. The house stood pristine but hollow, its windows dark. The watcher was never identified, their motives a riddle wrapped in dread. Was it a neighbor with a grudge, a psychopath playing a long game, or something stranger tied to the house itself? The letters mentioned secrets in the walls, but searches revealed nothing. Or perhaps the truth was still hidden, waiting. The Watcher house remains a mystery that haunts Westfield. The Broaddus family, scarred by fear, moved on as best they could, but 657 Boulevard lingers in their nightmares. Somewhere, perhaps, the Watcher still watches, their gaze fixed on a house that holds its secrets tight, whispering to no one but the walls.